Hey, this is Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council and Tech Vibe Radio, bringing you the One Mic Stand. And I'm very much looking forward to our first ever virtual Hire Up event happening on May 27th. Everything went crazy 6 weeks ago. Like, we all had to change our world to doing virtual events, and we were wondering, how could we make a job fair happen? Because it's weird. There's like two sides of news going on out there. We're hearing about all these folks that are losing their jobs and this crazy unemployment rate. Yet there's all these companies that are still in actual massive hiring mode. And so we saw the need to put this thing together. I got the cast and crew that are putting it together and the sponsors. And we're going to talk about what this is all about and what it means. And let's start with some introductions. Andrea, let's start with you and we'll work our way on down the line.
Sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Andrea Kruger. I'm the Director of People and Culture Initiatives at the Tech Council, and I am so excited to have the opportunity to bring this virtual Hire Up event to all of you. I want to thank our sponsors so much, because without them, it would not be happening. So huge shout out to SDLC Partners, Synergy Staffing, who are main event sponsors, and then lots of love for our supporting sponsors, CGI and My Benefit Advisors.
Very cool, man. Very cool. So May 27th is the big day from like 11 to 3 or something like that?
Correct. Now, here's one thing I want to make sure everyone knows, that that is the time of the event, but if a company only has an hour or two to commit, they can just set their chat times in the platform, so they don't need to be there for the full time. And I know that that has been helpful for a couple of companies that I've talked to that are interested in participating but don't have the staff bandwidth to be there for the full 4 hours.
Very cool. And so, Frank, please introduce yourself.
Sure. I am Frank Civitati. I am the owner and president of Synergy Staffing here locally in Pittsburgh. And we primarily work with hundreds of companies here locally in the area, helping place information technology professionals. And as Andrea mentioned, and as you mentioned, Jonathan, there are a lot of companies hiring right now, and we are very excited and proud to be part of this event. And the first ever, but it should be awesome.
Very cool. And Samantha.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name's Samantha Buzzard. I'm the senior recruiter with SDLC Partners, also based out of Pittsburgh. We're in downtown, and we are really excited to be a part of this Hire Up event here in a few weeks. It's been a really great initiative for everybody to really come together and continue to engage with the community, but also to support, the folks who are still looking for jobs, because, like Frank mentioned, this has been a unique time, but there's still some positive things happening in the marketplace, and it's still a really good time to make connections. And I know our SDLC team is really excited to join in a couple weeks. So thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And last but not least.
I think that was all of us.
Was that all of us? Oh, wait.
Unless you want to introduce yourself, Jonathan.
So excuse me. No, I'm like all over the place because we got all you guys here. I'm looking at my Zoom screens and I'm thinking there's one more we had on the call. So that's where my brain is.
I did want to mention that this event is free for PTC members to participate in. Again, thanks to our sponsors. And of course, it is free to job seekers as well. And there's also a really cool value add feature that our main event sponsors are offering. I don't know which one of you wants to share that with the resume review and interview prep.
Yeah, definitely. So our teams, both SDLC and Synergy, are offering 30-minute kind of complimentary coaching sessions for either resume review or for interview prep, or for both, if that interests you, before the event here. So I think that Andrea had shared the form out publicly here for folks. So we've had about 20 folks sign up so far, and we've definitely got capacity to support some more folks here as well. So, anybody who's interested in that, definitely take advantage of that too.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely. Quickly, my team had a chance to speak with we kind of split them up, as Sam had mentioned, between SDLC and Synergy, and just really helpful, organized phone calls to do exactly what she said, help with resume reviews, just different things as far as aesthetically. Kind of what to add, how do you, sell yourself, and, basically in a resume, opposed to having a chance to have a conversation with someone. And there were a few, what I would consider quote unquote non-technical folks, but listen, at this time, it's okay. I mean, our community is trying to help everyone at any time. And so it was actually a very beneficial and fruitful exercise for my guys as well as the people we spoke with. So it was really nice, and hope we can continue that up through the job fair for sure.
It's such a great
Yeah,
service to
definitely.
offer, to have this going ahead of time and get people ready for this. Plus the fact that it's going to be virtual, it's kind of a whole new experience and way of doing this. I know there's been a little bit of this in the past, but now that we're all doing this full time, it's definitely going to create a new type of experience when you're talking to potential employers, and employers are trying to sniff out potential employees and stuff like
Right. And I want to jump in and explain a little bit how this is, what this is going to look like. So within each chat room, each company is customizing their own chat room. They're going to post jobs. They're going to post information about their company, so job seekers can go and check that out in advance. Once the chat room is open and the employers are there, there's the functionality for one-on-one chat, for group chat, and for video chat. So
Wow.
definitely job seekers, come ready to show your face, because you just never know if you're going to get pulled into a video chat. I'll also mention that we do have a number of job seekers from outside of the region who have registered. So
Very
this is
cool.
something that we certainly are offering to help displaced and underemployed Pittsburgh regional workers. But then also, if you've got friends and family who you'd love to move back into the region, be sure to send this out to them, because the more the merrier. We want to attract as much great talent into the region as we can.
That's what I'm talking about. So
Yeah,
tell us
great.
about some of the companies that are part of this. I know, I mean, it is like the best and the brightest of what's happening in Pittsburgh's tech sector for sure.
We do have a great lineup of companies, and if you go to the website, the list is changing every day. We have companies like Astrobotic, like Philips Respironics, like Uber. No, I'm sorry, Uber's not participating. They're participating in our STEM Summit. We have so many things going
There's a
on
lot
right
going
now
on, Andrea.
that it's hard to keep track of which really amazing company is participating in which event. But I will say that, actually, give me a minute.
Do you have more folks on your list there, Andrea? Andrea might have blanked out on our Zoom call here, possibly.
She froze out.
Uh-oh.
She froze up for a second. We might.
Uh-oh.
And now she's back.
I'm
See,
back.
the joys
Okay.
of Zoom,
I'm
virtual
back.
stuff at its best.
Astrobotic, BNY Mellon, CGI, Connective RX, D'Angelo Technologies, Dollar Bank, ERT, Federated Hermes, FedEx Services, Fragment, Giant Eagle, Highmark, Intervala, Keystone
Lord.
Collections Group, Eidos, Lucas Systems. Do you want more?
Yes, keep going. We want more.
Maven Machines, Method Automation, Philips, Pittsburgh Community Services,
Good
Pittsburgh
Lord.
Semi Chapter, Shell Games, SDLC Partners, Singular Software Engineering Institute, Teletracking, the U.S. Census Bureau, University of Pittsburgh, and of course, Synergy Staffing.
Good Lord. Are you sure that's all?
No, we do have Amazon has verbally confirmed that they will be signing up as well as, if I didn't say PNC, they've verbally confirmed to me that they'll be signing up too.
Right. So it gets getting
Working
bigger
on
and better.
in here, so I still have my hit list, so it's not over yet.
So this is absolutely huge. I mean, I don't know of any other organizations that are doing anything quite like this. And that's why it's so much fun to be able to partner with folks like SDLC and Synergy to make this happen. I mean, these are long time, just absolute true family and partners to the Pittsburgh Tech Council. And I mean, we couldn't do this without you guys. And so to have this opportunity to get so many people that are now looking for jobs, to have these types of opportunities put in front of them, I think is absolutely amazing. I think it's just awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Can we talk some more about, so if you are a job seeker and you're looking at this, brushing up on your virtual interviewing tips and stuff like that. I know, Sam, you've got all types of background on that, and because you're talking to people every day, and so you see the best and the worst scenarios, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I think that the good thing though is that, you know, we're still talking to people, you know, things are still active. But if I'm gonna talk maybe just a little bit, honing in on maybe resume advice, right?
Sure.
So I have kind of a quick maybe top 5
Okay.
of, you know, things that I like to share with folks about, you know, your resume. We've been doing reviews with with some of the universities recently as well, to, professionals who have been displaced, to professionals who are, maybe passive seekers. And so there's just a couple of things that always kind of come to mind. So first of all, just kind of, off the top is keep your resume up to date. You never know, when you may find an opportunity that you weren't looking for that was perfect for you. And then you go back and say, oh man, I don't have a profile to share with them. And you might not have been looking, or you never know when something, like what's happening now could happen. So it's always good to keep those resumes up to date, fresh in your minds. You get a promotion, you take on new responsibilities, you've had a really great project engagement that you want to share. Make sure you're kind of keeping track of that in real time and keep that a living, breathing document. Second piece, I think, is always making a professional summary. So thinking about your strengths and what you bring to an organization and really capturing that in a couple of lines. And I know that can be hard to, really talk about yourself in that way. So I always recommend kind of tip 3, having another set of eyes on it. Before you finalize it, have somebody you trust look at it, fresh eyes, fresh perspective. Spell check it. You won't believe, I know I do this all the time. I'll look at a document for so long, I'll go blind to, blatant errors that I have in them. And then I go back a couple of days later and I say, oh, wow, I'm glad I didn't send that anywhere.
You don't want any typos on your resume, that's for sure.
No, yeah. If you can avoid that, that's real good. And then 2 other things, just review the skills that you list on your resume and be prepared to speak to anything that you have on there, right? So don't, kind of add, maybe fluff or filler because you think it might slide past somebody, or you think, this is a cool, cutting edge technology, I'm going to include that, but be prepared to talk about it if it's on there. And then the last thing is just kind of make sure that, that profile that you put together in that resume document, make sure you're checking that against your online presence too. Employers are looking for consistency. So make sure that, you kind of update those in parallel and make sure that they tell the same story. So I think that's just kind of my quick hit top 5. And I don't really think, any of those are too crazy or, too super labor intensive, but just kind of some things that'll really, put you over the top as a candidate.
That's good foundational work right there. I even took some notes on that one. So
nice.
Absolutely. So what kind of positions is SDLC going to be recruiting for at this event? I know you guys have some really cool openings there, and you guys have such a cool work and everything. So tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so SDLC, I would say, even with everything that's going on, we've switched to being, in a fully remote environment here, and our teams are really thriving. So we're still delivering quality work, in business and technology solutions to our clients. So even over the past couple of weeks here, we've still brought on some different folks, some different development resources. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure everybody in the Pittsburgh market is probably hearing this word and it resonates in their head, right? Java, 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 Java. We've hired a couple of folks there. We've hired a couple of new business analyst profiles recently. And so we've been kind of consistently still adding, to our teams here. So it's been good. And so, into the career fair, I think we'll be looking at, profiles like that, the core skills that we hire for, development resources, business analysts, project management folks, UI and UX folks, and, really just kind of any blend here that, may fall into opportunities with us here and are a really good fit for our organization and, as a culture itself. So, yeah.
And then Frank, what kind of positions are you looking to fill? So I know you've got lots of clients that have all types of cool open positions that you're looking to help them work with.
Yeah.
Insight on that.
I can happily report that we're filling every and any position within the IT spectrum, literally from help desk to PC technician, the data analysts, data engineers, DevOps, software engineers, network administrators, and engineers. As I said, I can happily say that it literally from a PC tech all the way up to a lead principal software engineer and everything in between are the types of roles that we're filling right now for numerous organizations. And the good of in general the job market here in Pittsburgh. A few of the folks that we were working with that we've even gotten to the offer stage. I'm not happy to report because we do recruiting. We want them to accept our offer, but generally speaking, from the region, they're actually reviewing 2, 3, 4 other offers at the same time.
That's amazing.
So
that's awesome. Still,
and to think that that's still going on, with the how the horrible things you hear, what's going on in the country. You know, the pandemic, not just from a health perspective, but from an economic perspective, has changed the game. But I got to be honest, our region has continued to stay pretty strong and thrive. It's been pretty exciting. It really has.
That's cool. Anything we
Yeah.
haven't covered about this virtual hire up that I'm so excited about happening on May the 27th?
I mean, just in general, I mean, I know some of the things that Sam and I were discussing. You know, one of the things I wanted to talk about was just advice to job seekers.
Yes.
Some that are new to the market, and in all honesty, we've probably have had candidates apply to us that, you know, have been at this company since the late 90s and early 2000s, and just don't know how to go about doing it.
Mm.
And thought, you know, some of the advice I could give is basically just consider looking for a job, your job right now. You know, just getting up early in the morning and getting dressed and doing your routine. I mean, I think you have to stay with each routine each and every day, because that's your job, trying to find a job, and you know, utilizing all the resources at your disposal. You know, obviously I can say from a recruiting perspective, I think you should use recruiting firms, but I do think it's one of the tools in the tool belt that, you know, especially because there are specialty firms that place candidates with someone's particular background. Obviously, Sam and I are both in IT, but you know, if you're not in the IT field, there's other specialty markets for someone in accounting and finance and so on and so forth. And you know, just utilize all the available online resources. I mean, the Pittsburgh Council has something called the Career Connector. I'll give you a plug there, guys.
There you go, Frank. You're all right like that. Very cool.
Thank you. And shame on me. How did I not think of it? I should have a career connector background like Jonathan has this cool background here. So
We got to make one
you.
for you, Andrew. We can make that happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I need one.
All right, so you know, so there's other popular job boards as well, whether it be Monster, Dice, Indeed. I mean, you name it. There's a LinkedIn Jobs, for example, and I was just on there yesterday, and I was shocked. If you just do, you know, go on LinkedIn and you do like a 50-mile radius that was just posted in the last 30 days of Pittsburgh, there's 800 plus positions posted on that.
Holy jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy, you know, just to think in the last 30 days. But you know, and if you're interested in a company, and maybe you have been at the same organization for years on end, but there's always been a company you've been interested in, you know, go to their website, do some further research, go to the career page. Maybe there happens to be something posted that you didn't even know about. And, you know, then social networking. I mean, shamelessly let everyone know that you're looking for work and you're eager to, you know, get on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever else you're doing. You never know who's hiring or who that person may know who's hiring. So right now, you know, basically, you know, I think it's really important to use your network of friends as well. So, you know, and I think all of those combined, I think that will really be helpful for someone that hit the job market that hasn't done that in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one thing they should be thinking about. I think it's a multitude of things they should be thinking about. And I think that would be my advice to them for.
So this is solid stuff. I mean, between what you're talking about, what Sam's talking about, I feel like we've armed some of our listeners and viewers here with some good core stuff before heading into this virtual hire up that we have going on, and just their whole job search in general, of course. As far as
one thing I just remembered that I should mention is that we do have a lot of the career services departments from local colleges and universities sharing information on this. So I would encourage all companies to really stop and think about, you know, what kinds of entry-level positions or what kinds of intern type-ship opportunities that you might be able to offer. I know these are kind of crazy times, and a number of companies have scaled back or canceled their intern programs. But for those of you who are able to offer opportunities for entry level and for internships, you know, I would say please, you know, post them. Come prepared to talk to some students, because you are going to find students joining this fair as well.
Very cool. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out today. I think there's some great information. Once again, go to pghtech.org. It's right there on our site. You can learn more about the job fair itself and how to register for it. I'm so excited for this because, man, we charge on no matter what. Simple as that. And we could not do it without SDLC and without Synergy. Frank, Sam, you guys are the best for helping us lift this heavy, heavy load. And it's going to be a good thing. We're very pumped.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks you
Thanks
guys
for having us.
Yeah, you guys take a real leadership, you know, role in helping the community and outside of just tech, just everything you guys do. So we appreciate it as well.
Couldn't thank you more for that, man. You're the best.
Thank you, Frank.